What's going on, guys? Ryan with Jedha Patrol back with another video today. I'm changing it up a little bit. We're having some fun. So, I want to talk about this figure. This one right here, Hellboy. All right. So here's the thing. I was not at all excited about this figure. I'm actually recording this intro after I've already recorded everything else. So I'm actually changing the intro. I was not at all excited about this figure. I know nothing about Hellboy. Other than like a 9-minute YouTube video I watched on the origin where like his dad was a demon deal and was a nun and they chopped off his arm. Anyways, it's really all I know. I haven't watched the film. I asked in the Facebook group, should I watch the film? 95% of you said, hell no, don't waste your time on the film, the new one. So I didn't, and here we are, I'm making a video. But I did unbox this guy. I got it from Pop Collectibles. If you want to get day one issues like this, which I literally just got shipped on Friday. It arrived today, which is Monday. And I'm putting this video ahead of a bunch of other ones I've already done. Anyways, Pop Collectibles, I'll put a link to their Instagram down below. I just want to give you guys like a quick little insight into what you're about to watch. You're about to watch me unbox something that I wasn't super excited about, and then I became excited about because this thing is flipping cool. Like yeah, anyways. It's about to go down. Roll the intro. Alright guys, here we go. Hellboy. You guys ready for this? I am, and like I said, I don't know a lot about this character just briefly. I watched like a 9-minute video like on the origins of Hellboy. That's all I know. So we're gonna judge this not based on the character, based on the figure and how's it made and all that kind of stuff. Can we have some fun posing it and what will it look like on the shelf? So here we go, guys. I got Hellboy right here. MMS 527 right here on the bottom. The box art's pretty nice. Kind of dig that. This is, I found this was interesting too. On the side, we've got like this diagonal cut. Just kind of interesting. You don't really see that often. I think somebody said we saw that with a Batman figure in the past, but clearly I don't own a lot of those, so there's that. But on the top, we got Hellboy. Nice little logo, nice little gloss action going on here. And then on the back, we've got all your whodunits and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead. And I can tell you, like right off the bat, this thing is freaking heavy. This feels like this feels like an Iron Man figure. That's it. That's how heavy this is. It's crazy. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. All right. So we got a nice little gloss deal here, another insert, and creative team whodunit, all that kind of stuff. This is okay. It's all right. Don't mind that. Let's see what else we got. We've got pile of accessories, Batman. Woo. Okay. So looks like we've got his crown, some horns, some flame effects and whatnot. So those look pretty good. Definitely excited to see those. And let's see what else we got here. There's our figure. He is heavy. And then underneath that, the bottom clamshell, we've got a jacket, a display base, and some light and flame effects. I don't know, something. Display base, and then we've got this. I'm not a big fan of these. I know some people are, and that's okay. I'm just not. These little cardboard things, like I'm not gonna display this with my, $300 figure. This is not something I'm gonna use. I never take them out of the box, so I would be much appreciative if they would stop like making these and just like knock $5 off the price of the figure. That would be cool. Because honestly, there it is. That's all it is. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. We're gonna get this guy here. I want to take a look at the figure kind of first. Let's get this top clamshell up here and see what this guy's all about. There's a lot of plastic going on with this figure because there's so many flipping accessories. We got another tray of accessories. Looks like we got some pistols here. Nice that. We got a sword. All right, look, this is gonna take, holy goodness gracious. Look at this thing. That is awesome. That is freaking cool. Look at this flame effect. So this reminds me of Game of Thrones when Beric Dondarrion had the flaming sword. This would, if we had a 6 scale Beric Dondarrion, this would be perfect. You Game of Thrones fans, you know what I'm talking about. This is awesome. Definitely got the translucent effect we've seen with leather flame type items we've seen in the past, like for the Incinerator Trooper or flame effects like we see on jetpacks and whatnot with Star Wars Land. That's freaking cool. It's heavy too. It's heavy, so I'm hoping he will have enough strength to actually hold that up. Let me put this over here. Let's go ahead and get into the figure. Get you out of here. Yeah, he's got some weight to him. This legit, and I'm gonna get a scale, but this is freaking heavy. Oh man, let's look at this portrait real quick, then we'll kind of break all this plastic bits off of here. But there we go. There is your Hellboy portrait. What are you guys' first thoughts on this thing? For me, I mean, it looks like it's supposed to look. I don't think you really can expect much different than that. He is looking straight ahead, although it does kind of look like he's looking up, but it's just because of the sunken eyes. See how deep those things are sunken in? It almost looks like he's looking up a little bit, but he's definitely looking straight ahead, and a nice little glance. And then his mouth is just like dead serious. So this thing is freaking heavy. Holy cow! I was not expecting that. I mean, I knew the box was heavy, and it's a big figure. But I'm excited to see what that's all about. All right, so before we even get started looking at this ridiculous amount of accessories, which is actually quite impressive for this figure, let's go ahead and break out the scale. And I want to show you this because I was telling you how heavy this thing is, and it is no joke. So I've got it right here. And by the way, I use this to measure coffee, by the way, in case you were wondering. But there we go. 821 grams. That's ridiculous. 821 grams is what that says, even though I think it's focusing on the top of his head. But 821 grams is stupid heavy. And I went ahead and I grabbed something that a lot of you might have, which is the Mark 50 Iron Man. The Mark 50 Iron Man with the Tony Stark portrait, 778 grams. Die-cast Iron Man, regular figure here. So I'm guessing there's something else going on inside of this particular figure, and let's see if we can't figure out what the heck it is, but something's up. Well, let's take a look at this portrait real quick because I think it's pretty stinking good. I mean, looking at comics and whatnot, I think I think they nailed it. I mean, this is a really, really good job I think they did with this thing. And like I said, I don't know anything about the character other than his biological demon father or whatnot cut off his hand. So that was kind of weird. That family's got issues. That's all I'm saying. But it looks great. Back here, we've got the sculpted hair. There is a peg here for the little ponytail, which we'll look at here in just a little second. It's got this hair right here, which I think definitely has the possibility of puncturing the skin, although I think it's fairly thick. Now, this, having just recently unboxed the Justice League Batman, this is very similar to that material. If you have a Batman figure, this is very, very similar to that. Very thick, very substantial, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You can see like the little hairs they've painted on the back. I mean, this is really, really well done. The textures, they could have just left this flat, but they didn't. You got some veins running down the back, or maybe they're scars, I don't know. You got some more going right here. Maybe those are scars, probably would make sense. But it's almost like hair they've painted on right here, which is actually pretty nice. You can see the arm musculature going on here. Dude didn't skip tricep day. Just saying, didn't skip tricep day. Even on the arms, I mean, there's painted on little hairs, and it's very faint, but you can definitely tell it's there. And then on the chest application here, again, paint. It's pretty freaking well done. It really is. So we'll get back to this when we get back to the articulation and all that kind of fun stuff. So if I can get him here without falling over, that would be amazing. Don't fall. We do have a stand right here, a little display base. This was interesting. Usually you see with these, they got like a little plastic film you take off, but this one didn't have that. It's just a matte finish. It's a little, if you guys can hear that, it's a little rough. It's not gloss or anything. It says Hellboy right there, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, so there we go. There's that. I'm not sure exactly why, and I was just thinking, I literally just noticed this, but there's two different holes for this. Like you can put it there, you can put it there. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't see any other accessories that would plug into that, and it's definitely not a flight stand because there's no way he could fly, but there's that. Anyways, we have that. Looks pretty good. Dig that. Now, we already took a look at this sword, and it is fantastic, but let's take a look at the hilt of it real quick. Like, the design and paintwork is beautiful. I don't have any complaints with that whatsoever. That looks great. There's a peg right here. So we'll have to figure out where that goes. That's kind of interesting as well. And I really quite like that one. And if you do have the other sword, which is not lit up, then you get this guy right here. Both of which I think are fairly well done. So yeah, super lightweight, definitely not die-cast plastic pieces. You don't have to worry about stabbing yourself with this. Now this right here, you can probably stab yourself with like the flame effects, but we're gonna try and not do that. This right here is a little fiery effect, lightning-like effect that goes around the other sword. When it's not lit up on fire, I guess you get some lightning effects. But this one, I'm not generally like these things. It's not me, but some of you guys might like them. You know, we see this with Star Wars characters a lot with a little force lightning. This is, you know, that's okay. Don't really care too much about that. We do have some other flame effects, which I'm pretty sure are supposed to just like sit around the base. And I think this would be a cool addition to your Incinerator Trooper display if you wanted to use them for that. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on these, but these are fairly well done. You get 4 of these, you get 2 of these like chunky tall ones, and then you get some of these little thinner ones, a little lower to the ground ones. So these are nice, but I mean, it obviously works for this figure, but I think it would look really cool for an Incinerator Trooper, like a display with maybe the Grogu in there and the whole, you know what I mean, back from the day. So we do have some hands. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. The left hands, these are fairly well done right here. There's not a whole lot of paint applications going on these. These look fairly red, you know. This one right here's got a little extra bits and chain and whatnot on there. So that one's well done. You know, that one's okay. Looks like a little, you know, gesturing hand, and he's got a what appears to be a sword holding hand, a revolver holding hand, and then this thing right here, which is just like, I'm gonna force choke. I don't know what this one's for. It's a gesture. So we got those, and then we've got, obviously there's like a relaxed hand on the figure right there. Then we get these 2 guys that go on the right arm. So this one's gonna be more like a sword holding arm or hand. Very, very well done. The paint apps are beautiful on this piece. This is a very cool piece. Look how big that freaking peg is. Dude, it's definitely a soft material. You can see right there. I don't think that's going to be super hard to peg into the figure. I hope, anyways. It's not like the Captain America gloved hands. And then we get just like a fist. So that's pretty nice there. So we get that. And then on the actual figure, we've got a relaxed hand. We got another hand, which is actually bendable. We'll look at that in just a little bit. If you want, you got some extra accessories for the hands, which got some bracelets. I guess you can change these out or add both, or however you want to do it, however you want to display yours. But these are fairly well done as well. I think this would be really good for hiding this right here. So that would look good there. So we'll probably add one of those here when we start doing like the posing session. We'll deal with that. But we do have one or 2 different ones. One's more of a thick bead-like, a little cross on there, and then this one's more like almost like a lattice kind of pattern going on. So that's kind of cool. A couple of those. It looks like we do get a communicator, which is nicely done. Nice little, I guess you can put that on his belt somewhere. That's kind of nice. And of course we have 2 revolvers, or actually 1 revolver, which is a revolver, and another gun right here. So check this out. This is actually pretty nicely done. You can see all the weathering and wash, the silver paint on the edges they've added here, the highlights. Fairly nicely done. I dig this, and I believe this would be his Good Samaritan. Now, I only know that because I looked it up. I don't know if this one has a name. If it does, comment down below, let me know. But I'm pretty sure this is the Good Samaritan. And I dig that name. That's awesome. So we do have a chamber that rotates. So that's a pretty nice touch. It doesn't do anything else. It would be nice if the hammer would, drop back, but it doesn't. I guess if you really wanted to, you could break it and make that happen. I'm not going to do that. But that's nice. It's nice. Nice little like wood pattern here on the grip. So those are kind of cool. And then we have these 2 hair plugs, ponytails. We get one that just plugs in the back of the figure's head. And then we get this one, which is like the magical one that actually suspends this guy. And of all the photos, they did such a good job hiding this. This was freaking genius. They did such a good job at the posing and whatever they did when they were doing the promo photos. I mean, I was like, what? How the heck did they do this? Freaking magic. But there we go. Pegs right in there. Pegs into the back of the figure. And it's just super cool. I mean, that's a freaking great idea. And depending on what angle you got, you would have no idea. You would have no idea that was even there. So that's cool. And it feels sturdy. I don't think you're going to be able to break that without any, actually trying. And then we do have, God, there's so much accessories with this guy. It's crazy. Before I get there, let's look at this shirt. This is something that I'm probably not even going to break out of the package, to be quite honest with you, even for the posing session. But we do have the Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense shirt here. It looks like it just a couple buckles right here on the side, and it's probably going to be pretty simple because I think probably raising the arms on that guy or get him way behind him to put on a shirt would kind of suck. So there's this. It's got some dirt on it. It's definitely been, has been out running around doing his thing, but there's that. This, on the other hand, I like. I don't know, trench coats just look cool. Jackets on figures always look cool. I dig this. This is a nice little touch. They've got this string here so you can undo it a little bit to get a giant arm through it. So that's kind of nice. There's his logo right here on the side, the BPRD right there on the side. And then on the inside, multiple layers going on. And I believe, I feel that right. Yeah, there's a wire. It's a wire going on down here. So that's nice. And then you can see like they've got some weathering going down towards the bottom where it might be, dirtier on the bottom than the top. So I really quite like that. I'm probably gonna pose mine with this one for at least some of the posing sessions. We'll have some fun with that. But before we even get into that, let's look at this figure a little bit more. We already looked at the portrait, so we know what that's all about. It is beautiful. If you guys want one more look, there you go. I think range of motion wise, probably not gonna get a whole lot. I think if you're twisting this guy, you want to make sure you're not stabbing the hair into the body. So it might be better to like even pop the head off, rotate it a little bit, and then pop that back on. Although I did have, what figure was it recently I had with the hair? I'm looking on my display. Anyways, one of the recent figures, Qui-Gon Jinn. I actually did that, and then the hair kind of stood up for a little bit. It kind of, because I rotated the head. And then it's settled back down now, so it's not a big deal. But on the belt, look at the detail going on the belts. So many pockets and cargos and all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a horseshoe going on there. It looks great. All the little designs, these do not open up. Don't try, but there is for your pistol there. And all these little buckles and chains and beads and just everything about this is quite fantastic. They did a really good detail job on this. The pants, the cargo pants, if I can get this arm out of the way. The cargo pants are definitely weathered. There's definitely some dirt and grime and stuff going on here, so they did a really good job with that. And then the boots appear to be, it's a single piece boot. So no split cut boot there. So that might be a factor. Well, no, it might be. It will be a factor in the posing situation, but they do look good. There's your tread for anybody who's interested in that. So it should be good for that. And then on the back, obviously we've got a tail, which appears to be wired, so posable. So that's pretty nice. And all of this stuff feels like super sturdy. I don't think we're gonna have an issue with like cracking or damage and stuff. It just feels super strong. So that's kind of nice. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out the articulation on this guy. The shoulders, they're definitely ratcheted there. You can feel them clicking. It'll go up probably one more. No, that's about as far as it wants to go. So there's that. The double, oh, you hear that? Oh, nice. That's a strong ratchet right there. What? All right, so that's about all you're gonna get out of that one. But that's strong. What the heck's going on in his body? Hold on a second. I had a feeling, guys, this has a metal skeleton. This is essentially a Fison body. If you guys aren't familiar with those, it's a metal endoskeleton. That's crazy. No wonder it's so freaking heavy. That's crazy. Look at that. A metal endoskeleton. That's nuts, man. Okay, that makes more sense. The way this was maneuvering, I was like, there's something going on with this thing. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's awesome. So we're going to have that on both sides. We'll be able to go up. So this pretty much means we can do whatever the hell we want to do with this thing. Up to you're going to have some creasing going on. with the body if you're not super careful with it. But this looks good. Like if you raise, I don't know, that's pretty, oh, of course, now my hand wants to pop off. Get back in there. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's see what kind of, we got a pretty much, okay, so that's kind of cool. It's kind of freaky at the same time, like there's plumber's crack. All right, so this is, you can see right here, there's a gap. This actually is separate from the body. So this is two separate pieces. And, but I think you're gonna have to be mindful of how you pose that. So ab crunch wise, all right, let's see here. All right, there's one little click of an ab crunch. You guys probably hear that. And all of your torso twist is gonna come there instead of there. So no ab issues there. That's kind of nice. And then the legs, obviously, yeah, we got to get a double bend on there. That's crazy. I think the only thing, there's how far legs go. The only thing that really could have made this like superposable better would have been these friggin' boots being a single joint or a single cut instead of a split cut boot. That would have made it way better. Anyways, there's the other hand, and I'm pretty sure it's on the instructions. This one is bendable. Yeah, these are actually pliable, bendable. So that's kind of neat too. Dude, all right. How are we gonna do this? I didn't show you these, but I guess I should. These horns that look like they just peg into the head of the body. And so when I get around the posing, I'll mess with that. So I think that's where we're at, guys. The amount of accessories going on here is just ridiculous for the price point. But I guess the main thing that matters is shelf presence and what's it gonna look like posed up. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Here's the first pose we came up with, guys. I thought we'd keep it fairly simple. And yeah, the right arm, pretty much just one click of the elbow in there. Obviously, I threw on the horns, which took a good minute. They're not the easiest thing to manipulate. Getting the other pegs out actually took a little bit. I was just kind of like shimmying them out till they came loose and popped out. We got the tail on, and then I obviously added the bracelet and then the flaming sword, which is pretty freaking cool. I gotta be honest with you guys. I wasn't particularly enthused or super excited about getting this figure. It just wasn't on my radar. Probably because I didn't know much about it. But as we take a closer look at this guy, this is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool looking guy. And I know I'm not the only one who wasn't super enthused. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, what the, for a better pun, like, what the hell? But it's, I know a lot of people didn't order it. And for whatever reason, it appears that Hot Toys just really took their time and really looks like they had fun with this figure. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Looks like they had fun with it. Like R&D in it. I mean, a brand new body, a metal endoskeleton is crazy. I mean, you can see the paint apps going on there on the back with the hair, on the actual skin, the musculature of the body they put on top of the metal skeleton, the glove, which is gorgeously painted. Awesome that you can actually pose it, the belts. And then if we go up here, like that's pretty freaking cool. So now here's the problem I got with this. Where the heck do I display this? I mean, I have a Marvel Star Wars collection with 2 DC figures. What the hell do you do with this guy? Do you put him in like your Guardians of the Galaxy display or something? I don't know. Comment down below, let me know where you guys would put this guy if he was in your collection, or are you planning on getting him? There's a look at how the crown effect goes on there. Those horns are super cool too. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm going to have some fun posing him. I'm not sure what we're going to end up with. This one right here, I don't think I'd want to leave it in this pose for too awful long for fear of the seamless body having issues with that left shoulder. So, this is something you want to, take some photos of, make a video of, whatever, and then pretty much get back out of there. And shoot, gracious, that's a cool looking figure. I hope this is something we're going to see in the future with these muscular bodies. Like, this would be super cool. This is way, way more interesting than like the Venom Pool that had that real spongy stuff going on here, like empty space in between the skeleton and the skin. This right here feels like it will hold up fairly well. So let's go ahead and get another pose up here and see what we can come up with. All right, moving on to pose number 2. Had to throw the jacket on there. Wanted to break out the flaming sword in the other hand, which is actually fairly simple to change out. So that was interesting. And then obviously we changed out the horns and changed up the pose. And as you can see, he's pretty much balancing on one foot, with the other one just like slightly hanging on. If I zoom in here, you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Like he's barely kind of hanging on right there with that one foot. But if you guys a closer look at the jacket details, it's nice. There's a wire going down the bottom of it, which looks pretty good. And then obviously we can see more of the pose we got going on here. This thing is pretty fun to pose. This was easier to pose than the Justice League Batman. It just was. It was way easier to pose. There's a sword. And I don't know why it would be, but it is. And maybe it's that torso detachment from the lower half. Maybe it's just because I like the jacket. I think the wire in it's kind of nice. Maybe it's the accessories. I don't know. Really, I know you're seeing this before the Justice League Batman, so it might be a little bit of a spoiler on that one, depending on when you're watching this. But this is way more fun to pose. Now, when I do get in my custom cape for the Batman, that might change my mind. I don't know. But for right here, I really kind of like it. I do have a concern about the horns. I think if you change those out too many times, I feel like the keyhole in there might get a little loose, and those might not fit as properly as they should. That's just one concern to watch out for, depending on how often you actually change them out. But that's, we'll find out over the coming months and years to go as that happens. But I'm actually having fun with this one, so I want to throw this out there for this figure. Just some thoughts on this thing. And stay tuned to Instagram. I will post some more photos on Instagram as well. So you guys can check me out there at Jedha Patrol. And by the way, if you haven't already entered the contest, we're giving away an in-game Captain America. I'll put a link in the description below for that, so don't miss out on that. It's going all month long, so it should be a lot of fun. As much as I was not looking forward to this figure, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I just am. So there's that. I didn't think I would. I wasn't really super excited for it. But I think on the shelf, later on, this one could be something that somebody is looking for later. It could be somebody's grail in the next couple of years or whatever. And I think on the shelf, it's gonna look nice. Now, I still have no idea. I might just throw it in a DTOF on its own shelf, and it'll be its own thing, which might actually be the best place to put this figure so you actually enjoy it. But I think you can have a lot of fun with it. The amount of accessories for the money you're spending, ridiculous. Like the number, it's crazy. The amount of accessories you get for the price point, the new body, the metal endoskeleton, the sculpt, just everything about it. I think it's a good value for dollar as far as the 6 scale figure goes. And I like it. So, if somebody asks me, should they buy it? If you like the character, or if you just want something just crazy cool that people go, what the hell is that? On your shelf or in your collection room, then yeah, I would get it. If you are sticking to Marvel, sticking to Star Wars, sticking to DC, this is way outside of that. And it may not be something that you need to spend the $300-400 on. So that's kind of where I would go with this one. But for me, I gotta say I like it. So I'm gonna have some fun with it, posing it, throw some photos on Instagram, whatnot, some photos in the Facebook group, which if you haven't joined already, you should definitely do that. 6 scale collectors, it's crazy. Past like 6,300 people in that Facebook group right now. It's Jedha Patrol down the link below. So definitely check that out. But yeah, pretty stoked with this one, guys. Let me know your comments section. Your comments in the section down below. Let me know your thoughts of this. Are you picking this up? Did you pre-order it? Are you not? Did this video change your mind at all? Did it say, hey, look, I'm definitely not buying it based on your video, or I am buying it? I'd love to know that. And yeah, as always, collect what you like. See you next time.